So, I haven't said anything since the election, but I'll say, we won! We won! We won! Let me stop. Anyway, but we won. President Donald J. Trump is in the White House. Now, I've looked at a lot, and that's what I suggest a lot of people do, is go look up Donald Trump while you sit here and believe what the media is telling you about Donald Trump, when you can go Google him yourself. Even though Google is kind of, I don't know, it's a little iffy now to me. At first, when it first came out in Google, or not first came out, but when it was accessible to everyone via internet, over cell phones or computers, home computers or whatever, and Google, I believed in Google then. Actually, Google gave you real, true information because it was just set then and everything was just in it, and there was no lines drawn anywhere in Google. A lot of the things back from the early 2000s, if I go look them up now on Google, I don't find anything that I saw before. Back in maybe 1999, no. I'll say about 2004 or 5. I'll say when I looked up the Jim Crow letter, and the letter listed all these things about how all these things that they wanted to do to keep us controlled with far as color, discrimination amongst each other, the house slave, the actual field slave, light and dark, like how all of that stuff was set up for us to be against one another and never come together as a people. But anyway, that letter states or stated everything that they wanted to do to keep us oppressed, and it was there. Google brought it up for me. And it wasn't that I went even looking for the Jim Crow letter. I just went looking under Jim Crow and laws, and then somewhere in that search, that letter surfaced. Now, if I go look for that letter, nothing. It hasn't been anything. I know maybe 10 years ago, I've tried to look for that letter again. Never has come up. Never been able to find it. So I know now that lines have been set within Google and the search engine. But my point is looking up Donald Trump's old interviews. Let's say that. Old interviews of Donald Trump, where he's very articulate. He can speak. He speaks well. He was very knowledgeable, really confident. He wasn't this arrogant kind of person we saw back in 2016, and maybe he was a little bit arrogant back in The Apprentice, but there's a lot of Donald Trump everywhere for decades, about him, good and bad, and mostly good, up until the 2016 election, when he all of a sudden became racist. Either way, LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson's, for those of you who don't know who LBJ is, was our president, or the president of the United States at one point in time. I don't know what number he was, but he stated, and I quote, that we will have those niggers voting Democrat for the next 250 years. And since his time, majority of our people has been Democrat. Not even knowing, when you could go and look up, it originally started, our people, we were Republican. We were not Democrat. That changed over with that Thatcher lady, I believe, and also the Jim Crow, basically, and pitting the family or breaking the household down, telling these women that they can have kids and you can have a free place to live. We'll give you food stamps. We'll uh, give you a monthly paycheck to help take care of your kids as long as this man isn't in the home. And women bought that. And it went from there to this feminist stuff that's just plain ridiculous. And all this stuff they say about Trump is just plain ridiculous. Things that you can actually go see yourself if you really cared. And most of us, especially my people, don't want to go look and do no research about anything. You know, as they say, many are called, but few are chosen. And everyone is called, is what I get from that quote. Everyone is called. And many are chosen because everyone has the opportunity to take a step forward into their own research about anything that they don't have knowledge about and want to speak on. So there's no reason for anyone to not know what they want to know if they want to speak on something. So people just listen rather, to what they hear on TV and the radio, the mainstream stuff that the people distributing that information wants the majority of the people to hear. That's what they do. They just hear the information and they run with that because everybody else believes it. Believe me when I tell you this. If ever we in the streets and everybody running this way, Tanika Craig will most definitely be running that way. And that ain't no lie, because I will not ever be the one to follow the masses. That's just not who I am. And on this path of the way I think and where I'm at now, is only growth, because before I didn't think about this shit. I didn't care. And I had kids. My kids are grown. My oldest son is 31. So I didn't think about this stuff, but now I have grandkids. And the shit that they're talking about going on in this world and the stuff that's been going on as far as kidnapping, the sex trafficking, all of this nonsense. I have grandchildren. And a lot of my grandchildren's, I'll say, my grandchildren's mother. Let me think. Well, I think I probably got three. Three of them. Probably. Well, anyway, let me leave that alone. Anyway, I just know this. I want the best for my grandchildren. I want the best opportunities. I want them to be able to work for those best opportunities for them. And that's in any aspect of their journey, their path, as far as where they go to school and what they choose to eat, how they choose to live, period. I want them to be able to decide that, make those decisions for themselves, not under anyone else's finger. So I care about what's going to happen with my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren. I have 9 grandchildren, by the way. So I expect a big family, and I don't want my family, near or far, to be suffering behind other people's nonsense. I believe that Donald Trump will make things great again. I don't know. It's always been great for him, but I'm sure he's had his ups and downs, just like all of us. But the higher are you up there, probably the greater your issues when they come. But we all have issues, ups and downs. And that's just life. That's the way you walk through it. You go through it. You learn something. You move forward. And you learn something else. You go through something else. You learn something else. That's life. But when you constantly or continuously making the same or taking the same route, going back, taking the same path, what? You have yourself in a loop. You've done that to yourself. So, anyway, I'm sorry. I tried to stifle that, but it wasn't happening. Anyway, I'm just ranting. I haven't been on here though since then or posted anything since. I'm trying to really build this channel up. So please, if you want to hear real conversation, have real conversation, I speak with what's coming from my heart, not what someone said to me. I speak on what resonates with me, what my body and soul believes. So, but I'm not saying that everything that I say is right or will be right, but I promise you that everything that I do say is with good intent. I want this to come across your ears for a reason, for it to be aware of something, to maybe check into something, do your own research. You don't never have to believe in anything that I ever say, because you can figure it out for yourself. But I'd like to draw real people here who can offer real commentary as well. I still have a lot of learning to do, so much. And I want to know as much as I can. So I invite others to give me their knowledge, share their knowledge with me on any aspects of anything that's going to help me be a better me. Because that's what I aim to do. Help you be a better you, whoever you are. I love you. It's a beautiful night outside. Tonight's the fight. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Gonna go watch that. It's entertaining. I like boxing, y'all. They have this female bout first. I definitely want to see that, because the women, they do go harder in any sport than men. But I still don't think no man is supposed to be playing against a woman in any sport that's supposed to be professional. Or for competitions, it's not fair. Anywho, again, I love you. I wish everyone love and light. As I stated before, I'm trying to build this channel. So if you guys like this content, you want to hear what I got to say on a daily basis, please like and subscribe to this channel. This is Queen Lioness, although I hadn't mentioned that yet. But I am Queen Lioness. And hit that like button. Peace. I love you all.